Hello everyone, welcome to an informative webinar by Royal Cyber. I'll be your host and speaker for today's webinar. Some of the ground rules for the smoother experience before we begin. We will be going through the webinar as per the agenda plan, and in between, if you have any question, please feel free to text us on a chat window. There will be dedicated session for the slot for Q&A at the end of the demo. You can also post your queries. Just in case of anything related to the subject line, you can always write to us at info@royalcyber.com. We'll be sharing the webinar survey form at the end of the webinar. Please do fill it in and revert it back to us. In case if you have any trouble listening to the audio, you can also feel free to text us in the chat window. Let us get into the webinar, and today's topic is about mainframe SCM modernization or legacy SCM modernization, and I'll be the speaker. And along with me, I have a co-speaker, Mr. Raj, who has a broader experience in mainframe modernization as well. I manage
Hi
the
everyone.
mainframe practice. Yeah, I manage the mainframe practice at Royal Cyber. We help our customers with enterprise modernization and mainframe modernization and migration services and solutions. Here is the quick agenda. Let's have a quick glance at our agenda today. We will have a quick introduction about our Royal Cyber and practice for the mainframe services and solutions, and our internal assets will be briefed, and then we will get into a detailed demo on the solution of SCM modernization, and we will also have the complete demonstration at the end. Then we will be going through the Q&A forum. Regarding Royal Cyber, Royal Cyber is a fast growing IT consulting and digital transformation company specializing in the IT service and solutions. We have 2 decades of experience, and we have almost 2,500 plus consultants across the globe, and we have almost 500 plus certified consultants in various technologies. Our headquarters are in Naperville, Illinois, USA, and we have a global presence in the USA, Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and the Middle East. We have the biggest offshore delivery centers in India. In India, we have multiple offshore delivery centers like in Bangalore and Chennai. We have a strategic partnership with a lot of technology companies like IBM, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Heirloom, Broadcom, Oracle, ServiceNow, and others, which eventually helps our customers take their digital transformation journey under the mainframe practice. We have a broad classification of infrastructure management. We focus on uh, ZVM and ZOS related uh, solutions, and ZLinux and other ISV product installs and upgrades. We also managing the infrastructure and our largest customer for the largest customers. Regarding mainframe services, application services, where we do enhancement as well as the application support, consultations, and projects. Under enterprise modernization, we engaged with modernization activities like incorporating front-end and modern IDEs, implementation, customization, and middleware integrations, and providing harmonization solutions. We have also managed supports. Then we production support and monitoring would provide supports for applications as well as the infrastructure monitoring under managed service option. So let's have a look at our assets and solutions. Regarding our internal assets, we have our solutions internally built within our practice. So this is a legacy SCM modernization solution where we are going to discuss in today's call. Uh, And we have EasyTrip to COBOL migration with IMU, that is IBM Migration Utility. So where we convert the EasyTrip to COBOL conversion and migration. So apart from that, we do have the other solutions like we have which are aligned with the Endevor. Earlier, we have Endevor to RTC migration, which migrates asset from Endevor RTC for Z, which is a distributed SCM. And we also have our own custom solution which helps for automated deployment of an application which is built from Endevor that can be deployed with UCDZ like R1 code deploy. We did not add any direct plugin to integrate from Endevor to ECD. Instead our application seamlessly integrate with the and can support automated deployment with the ECD. The next is we have the migration tool for Microfocus to COBOL, which migrates from Microfocus COBOL to Enterprise IBM Enterprise COBOL. And the next we have support for we also support for Z DevOps solution, which it's a different product with an evaluation option which we will have. And next we have the security solution side, the top secret and to RACF migration utility, which where we follow like ETL approach for this migration from data extraction, then transformation and load, and from top secret to RACF. And of course, SCM modernization is today's hot topic where we are going to see in detail. So these are our internal solution which we have built in our practice. So about today's webinar, let us have a deep dive into today's topic on mainframe source code management tool, which is really modernized to the modern interface like GitHub, Bitbucket, and TFS. So here is our agenda for this webinar. Like we are going to brief about different SCM tools available in the for the mainframe customers, and whatever the business challenges they have, and what is our approach for this solution, and our what is our solutions basically, which talks about uh, the migration framework, solution framework, as well as we have a demo, a very good demo for today's webinar. So let's talk about the overview of Endevor tool which we use. So mostly mainframe customers work with Endevor tool, which is from Broadcom, and it's a completely legacy green screen platform. So to connect with your source code management or source code changes, we do have to work with a SCM interface, ISPF interface, where you can do the code check-in and check-out of code changes and promote them into to the build. Building the members, changes and packaging, everything happens with the ISPF interface. All your source code, source control and elements and functions like check-in, check-out, promote, all right. So everything happens with the ISPF panel. We did not have any modern interface. It's completely on the ISPF, and behind the scene, your JCL get invoked, and that's our Endevor life altogether. And but if you look at today's development environment, you have other modern SCM like GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, right? So TFS also, and so all these are modern SCM tools which support your modern front-end IDE as well as support other DevOps implementations. So this is an open source distributed application, and some of the things are open source. Of course, a few things may be licensed, but if you if it helps to your support for the DevOps implementation, as well as it's kind of a one tool which supports your mainframe application as well for the distributed applications. It's a combination of mainframe and the distributed applications. So you can do the source code management via this tool. To get the benefit out of this, our solution is going to support you on fast migration and to take modernized benefits as well, right? So the next we will talk about the challenges. What are the current business challenges we face? The current SCM licensing cost is very high, and there are limitations to the modern interface as well as the DevOps integration, and you also have the shortage of skilled resources. So the availability of skilled resources is very short, and we need to get rid of this. So these are some typical business challenges our mainframe customers are having, and our solutions is going to provide uh, migration from your Endevor to modern SCM. So just a quick glance at how the application structure of the Endevor look like. So if you look at the screen, the Endevor SCM has a structure like environment, then uh, system, subsystem, stages, and so on, with different type of files like COBOL, JCL, the proc, then copybook, right, etc. So the application which is considered here for this demo is going to be have a different environment like test and prod, and your system called um, training application, which is a subsystem with the course admin and user admin. We are going to showcase in the demo, and you'll understand. And with the different stages, this is what the internal architecture and internally the application is configured, and your SCM artifacts like organization and or application execution enrollment mapping, and compilation of your applications and the user and all these things, your application orchestrations completely. We are going to migrate the user application assets, some source code members, the application structure, and of course the build process also. So these are some of the SCM assets and artifacts which are considering for this migration. uh, if you uh, if you consider this particular piece of Endevor um, structure, like the artifacts, so our solution is supporting all these artifacts and can be mapped to the target modern SCM. And a little more detail to our Endevor environment. This is the subsystem, which are different type of like when we consider the processor group. So the processor group help you to compile your applications. Our migration approach works in an extract, transmission, and load process, the ETL process. So here the migration approach we follow as a extract, transmission, and load. So in this extraction process, what we do is we customize. We have our one customized application programmer interface like APIs, and to extract the complete application from the Endevor. And the extracted data assets we are loading into the intermediary document database, and we are keeping this for our complete audit and validation purpose. And the transformation phase, where we are creating the transformation layer that helps to transform your target artifact and structure. So depending on the GitLab and Bitbucket, or how the application will get structured, based on that we are transforming the existing assets and artifacts. So the transformation process is configurable based on your target tool, and we are preparing the mapping definitions. Based on the mapping definition, you are going to transform the transformation layer is going to be prepared. And here we are going to load that at the end we are going to load the extracted assets to the target SCM. So the load typically works as per the whatever the transformed artifacts in the artifact transformed layer. So it's going to be loaded in your target SCM, like GitHub and GitLab. So here the target modern any of the modern SCM, as per your choice, we have 4 options. So you can choose any option as your choice. So the approach basically works like this is a high-level architecture of our solution. Uh, so the current state architecture, it says like the application is configured with the C Endevor with your source code, and it has a specific architecture which is having a source code tool, and it has metadata and about your application, and what is it is running in the ZOS. This is completely our custom solution which takes your assets from existing Endevor to your target based on this customized programs and utilities. So there are some features based on that. The inputs and the outputs will be mapped, and it is going to be extract and load to the MongoDB database, and we will be also preparing the customized mapping table, and based on that uh, we are moving to the target modern SCM. So it can be anything like the current solution which supports the GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, and TFS, like Azure DevOps. So this is well tested with our system, and of course with a modernized front end, React-based front end, and it supports your dependency-based build and as well as the DevOps-related orchestrations. So now, if you consider this one, this solution framework now, which is extracting and the extracted data set, like whatever the extraction, it will happen after that. The extraction data set which we are reloading, and from the repository we can take it. We can take any type of validation reports, and from here we are also preparing some transformation layer, and the transformation is taking data from the extracted assets, and as well as the mapping definition, which will be having prepared which will be prepared based on the destination SCM or whatever as per your choice. And the local structure, whatever it is, the local structure based on the let's say there are COBOL modules, there are procs, there are JCLs, copybooks, so there are many modules available, different types. So those will be created based on the folder structure, and these local structure creation also it will be taken care, and it's ultimately it will load to the source code and target SCM, which is the server based like GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. Uh, So this is our solution architecture, which is completely Endevor asset, and wherever we are looking into this kind of a green screen. Uh, so this is what like we extract, and we take it to and we take the details from the Endevor into this format. Like it will be in a different format. It will be extracted as from the API, and then it will be loaded to the database, and it will be transformed to the transformation layer, and then it will be loaded to the loaded and extracted to the current local folder, and then it will be loaded to the target SCMs. So here, if you talk about the Modernize interface, like what are the benefits in the Modernize interface we are going to get. So the solution basically help you to avoid maintaining the source code legacy environment. So the old SCM licensing cost, it's very huge, and which you can avoid. So this will is it's going to get rid of your huge licensing cost, and you can be able to use this migrated repository to view at any point of your time SCM information which has there in your Endevor, and you can reconcile. This solution is going to it's doing good validation as well, and reconciliation with the help of extracted and loaded assets, right? With the help of different reporting, and of course, because of this automated process, your migration timeline is reduced, and which is in turn um, minimizing your risk, and it's an automated task, an automated program solutions, and you can also monitor your progress through the dashboard. And in case of any failure happens during this migration, you can also restart from the point of failure. So that option is available. So these are some benefits we can get out of this solution. Uh, so if you see here, then let's move to a quick demo from this particular uh, piece of the solution. So in this demo, we are going to cover how we extract and Endevor data, and we some sort of how we load to the MongoDB, and then how the Java is. And so we are running the Java code to on the target, create the target SCM structure, and then we are how we were loading into the target SCM. So here I'll take a pause, and uh, I want to take a poll here, quick. If are you able to see my screen? I think you'll be able to see a quick poll in your respective screens. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Mhm. Yeah, I can see a few of them are responding, and I would be happy if everybody is going to answer this one. What is the current source code management tool you are using? Whether it is Endevor, Panvale, or ChangeMan, or any other, right? Okay, that's great. And I have another. So here we see like three people say they are using Endevor, two are using ChangeMan, and others, two are using others. Okay, nice. So I'll go to the next poll. Have you thought of migrating your legacy SCM to the modern SCM tool like GitHub, GitLab? So here are the options. Oh, that's great. So many of them are trying to migrate to GitHub, and some of them are trying to GitLab. Good. So now I'm closing this poll. Now I am going to share my screen for a quick demo. I hope my screen is visible to you. So
Yep.
here are, yeah, thank you. So here is our solution, which is the SCM migration utility, which we are talking about now. And we have here the options for migration, the reporting, and then cleanup. So here in the migration, if you click, there are different, like as we discussed, you are following the load, transform, and then migrate. Like we are extracting the data from the Endevor. And if I would like to share this uh, particular piece, like I'll be sharing one quick video that will talk about how we do. Just please, Raj, can you just confirm whether you're able to listen the audio?
Yes, audio is I can listen and I can see the screen. It is loading now.
Okay. Is this audio coming from the from this video? Is the audio coming?
Correct. You can mute that one.
No, I want that audio actually. So here,
Oh, okay.
what is
It is coming, but voice is very low.
okay? It's there. Okay. So let me. So here we have the environment and the system, subsystems, and processor group. So everything we have, the element and the type stages, like the how the Endeavor environment it looks like. Okay. So whatever the components we have. Okay. So whatever the components we have in the Endeavor, basically I just wanted to show as how Endeavor data will look like in the legacy platform. Like so here it talks about what are the different elements and what is the type and all these different system, like how the COBOL program is looking like, right? And all these metadata, whatever it is, when it is created, what is the version, and everything, right? So now I'm quickly moving into, and whoever has already worked on, so they'll be knowing this environment. So now I quickly move to the our solution which we have built. So first is like through the API, we have extracted the data from the Endevor, and we have it in our uh, system. Now we are going to load that the Endevor data, okay, to the Mongo. So now in the migration process, the Mongo data load is complete. Now we can see uh, in the compass. So here, these are the different table, and it's created, and based on this, all these data, it's getting loaded into this Mongo database. So now the next phase is transform. And from the transformation phase, like what we are doing is like in our data, we are going to create the folder structure based on those different type of component whatever we had, and those different type of component we are going to create the folder structure for the GitHub, let's say. And here we are going to create that folder structure in the local, and let's say I'm going to delete this for the GitHub. Okay, so now here we are going to see all these folder structure getting created. uh, I'm going to start the process. So now from the Mongo, now it's getting all the data it's getting extracted and by transforming those data, and we are going to create this folder structure over in the local, and then in the next process we will be migrating that to the target SCM. So the loading is in progress now, and it'll take little time, so we have to wait for this. So this is a very small application, since we have very few components. So uh, we are going to see here what are the different kind of folder structure it's going to create. And so meanwhile, I'll just talk about, we have here given different choices, like here we have the GitHub, then we are this solution is capable of migrating to GitLab, then Bitbucket, it's able to migrate to Azure DevOps, Azure DFS. I mean, well, we'll see the GitHub. This repo is empty now, and it's extracting all the information. So here, when it extracts, like, suppose in case of failure, like we were discussing earlier, right? In case of failure, so we don't have to worry at all, because we are storing that data in the DB. So at any point of time, we can resume, or we can see that where exactly what's getting failed, and we can debug that process, and we can rectify the problem, rectify the issue, so it's not a problem for the migration process. So I think it is taking a little longer time due to probably server issue. We'll be focusing today, due to time constraint, we'll be focusing on GitHub and GitLab. So this folder is getting created now. It's got created now. We'll see whether, yeah, it created the admin folder, and then the user admin was there. The training, in training we had two systems. There is course admin, and then the user admin. So the course admin says, like, here the COBOL source. So these are the COBOL programs which are uh, coming to the folder. Okay, so now let me yeah, so the transformation is complete for GitHub. So now the GitHub folder structure, it got created successfully. You can see here. Okay, so now what the next step is, we are going to migrate this from Endevor to GitHub. Okay, so to show that, I have created this repo, this GitHub testing new. So this repo we are going to use for the migration process. So I'm choosing the GitHub and starting the process. See, the migration process, how uh, it was super fast now. And then GitHub migration is completed. We'll see now. Uh, I think there are some issue. Let me try with the GitLab. Let me choose the Endeavor to GitLab folder structure. It's already exists, it says. So it's trying to create the migration process. It's trying to create the folder structure for the GitLab into our local repository. So yeah, it's created now. So maybe I created the wrong repo, so I need to check it. Recently there was a server issue. Actually, because of that, it is little behaving little slower. Okay, so all these data it came here. This notification message, it's still pending, so now we'll wait for some more time. Meanwhile, Raj, do you have any questions from the audience?
Got a couple of questions. Maybe we can take it now.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
okay, the question somebody is asking is, you mentioned high licensing costs as a challenge with Endevor. Can you give a
Mhm.
rough idea of how much cost savings we might see by moving to this any of the modern SCM?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, the exact savings, it will depend on the size and complexity of your Endeavor environment. So, and the specific modern CM which you choose. However, many of our clients has been significant have seen actually significant reduction, sometimes in the range of $10,000 to $50,000 by moving away from the power user or CPU based legacy licensing model to more flexible solutions options. Yeah, now I can see the folder structure has been created successfully. So the notification came, and then we will see here. Right. So now I need to migrate it to from Endeavor to GitLab. So the migration process has been completed. Yeah. So now we got the data here. I think there are some repository issue with the uh, which I created the repo. Maybe it is not in the proper configuration, so I have to check that. So in the GitLab, you can see, as you can see, like whatever the folder structure we had in the GitLab, like we had two folders like admin and training. Under training, we have course admin and user admin. So let's verify that under training we have course admin and user admin. So under user admin we have under course admin we have copybook, source, DCL gens, load live process. So under uh, course admin we have copybook, source, DCL gen, load type, and process. So let's go each and to verify a few couple of components. So this is the copybook. So here the copybook, everything, the data, whatever it is, it's we're getting it back. And let's say we will check one more from the source. So let's say the bigger one, etro003.cbl, etro003.cbl. Here it is added few minutes ago, and here is the program. So now all the data, whatever it was present in Endeavor, it was migrated uh, from our old SCM Endeavor to the new platform like GitLab. So here it's the demo about the load transformation and the migrate. Now we will see a little bit about the reporting. So we do provide also reporting like to validate like whether the it was a successful migration or not. Like we have a member count and file size. So member count is to validate whether whatever the member count was present in the Endeavor, whether we have got the same number of components or not. Right. So here I'm preferring GitLab now because we saw in GitLab it was successfully done. So now let's validate that in the folder. So we have another folder for this. So this is the validation report, and it talks about like how many number of components. It was db in the local, it was 10 and 10 here, and then number of COBOL source programs, there are 21, and there are DCL Gen 1, and then load lib there were 3, then process like JCLs it was 5. Like this it gives the report of the counts. And then we have the next report, which is the file size report. The file size report, it talks about, yeah, so it will be in Excel format. So now it got created. So here it talks about the subsystem type, element, and file size. So these the course admin, and it has different type of components, and it's having the elements, the name as well as the file size. So let's quickly check one COBOL source, which was file size of ETRC002 CBL. ETRC002 CBL. So here the COBOL source ETRC002 CBL, which is of 3.48 KB. So here if we validate, yeah, so it's somewhat 3.56, right? 3 somewhat 3 KB, right? So this is all about our demo, and now let's move to the uh, now let's move to the Q&A session. Like Raj, could you please help me if we have any other Q&A? Sorry, you have if we have any other questions from the audiences, or
Sure. And it looks like around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 questions. Maybe based on the time, we will take it whatever possible. Okay.
Mhm,
Uh, our developers are quite used to ISPF interface of Endevor. Okay.
mhm.
How steep is the learning curve for them to adapt to something like GitHub or GitLab?
Okay, so that's a valid concern actually. While the interfaces are different, modern SCM like Git often have the excellent GUI tool, right? The IDE integration that can make the transition smoother. We also provide training and support to help your team to get comfortable with the new system. The core concept of the version control, check in, check out, and all branching and everything, so are similar, like with across the new SCM tools. So just the way you interact with them, it changes. I hope that answers the question. The next one.
Okay. The next one is we are starting to explore DevOps. Okay. How
Mhm.
exactly does migration to modern SCM help with that?
Okay, modern SCM are foundational for DevOps. Actually, they offer robust APIs and integrated seamlessly with the CI/CD tools like Jenkins, GitLab, Azure DevOps pipelines, right? So this enables automation of build, test, and deployment process, leading for the faster release cycles and improved collaboration between the development and operation teams. So something that's often challenging with legacy SCMs.
Okay.
Any next question?
I think questions are growing. We can take to the
Mhm.
possible level within the time frame. Okay.
Okay.
We The next is, during the demo, you showed migration to GitHub and GitLab. Does your solution handle the full history of our Endevor assets or just the latest versions?
Yeah. So that's an important point actually. Our solution is designed to migrate the full history of your Endeavor assets where possible. We understand the value that version history for auditing and understanding your code evolution. Then the level of history migration can sometimes depend on the complexity of your Endeavor uses and the capabilities of the target SCM. And but we aim to complete the historical migration.
Okay. Um,
The next question.
okay, the next is, what kind of effort is involved from our team during this migration process? Do we need dedicated resources for this migration?
Yeah, we aim to make the migration as smooth as possible for your team. Initially, we need your collaboration to understand your environment, Endeavor environment. Then its structure, uh, and then and your specific requirement for the target SCM. Why you want to choose
Okay,
that? Like during the actual migration, the process is largely automated with our tool.
okay,
However, your team will be involved in the validation phase also, and to ensure
okay,
everything.
okay. Uh, the next question is, it is more on the clarification. Can you explain the process of extraction from Endeavor once again?
Mhm. I can see there is one hand from Srinivas Rapala. So, do you want to speak, Srinivas and Nikhil? Raj, are you there?
Yes, I am. No, the question from someone is, can you explain the process of extracting from Endeavor once again, which you already explained?
Process of extraction, right? So, extraction
Correct.
process is, yeah. So the process extraction process, how it works is like we have Endeavor API, and then we use to extract the data from Endeavor to raw format. We load that data to the MongoDB, and then we do the transformation here. Then we do uh, our transformation process, and then we convert the folder structure in local, and then we push to the target ACM. I hope that answers.
Okay. And maybe we can answer offline.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Uh, Gyaneshwar, this is
Srini.
Srini. Quick question.
Yeah, Srini.
See, right now we are using Endeavor. So whenever we get some requirements or the enhancements, so generally we'll check out and do the changes, and then we, put into the production. So that's where
Right.
we generate the load. So when we move from Endeavor to GitHub or GitLab, and if we
Mhm.
get some enhancements on it, so how that happens, like, you do the changes maybe from GitHub, you will check out the element to do the changes, but how that
Right.
is generated as a load in mainframe environment. So these are the two different worlds, right? So I'm just trying to understand that.
Yeah, so there are some build tools actually it's available. Like, have you heard about DBB, dependency based
Yeah.
build? And
Okay,
we
yeah, I heard
have UCDC. Yeah, so those are part of the deployment and implementation process. So which we also do. Like we not only convert your code, also we do support in that. Also setting up all these pipelines, and then process of configuration and installation and configuration of these build tools, and then ECD for urban code deploy. So those also we do support, Sunny.
Okay, okay. So next, another last question is like, we have
Mhm.
GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. So
Mhm.
which one is suggested for the mainframe kind of things? Like, which is the more effective, or I'm confused. Like, which one generally we need to go for it?
Yeah, it's anything actually. It is good. And now everywhere it is a collaborative effort. Like some of the organizations which are we have now currently, they are working with us now. So they are preferring GitHub and GitLab both.
Okay. Thank you. So for
Mhm.
mainframe, I mean, in order to get into this kind of GitHub, GitLab, so Gyaneshwar, like, what kind of, skill set we need to have? Like, do you recommend anything to learn so we can support in future kind of thing? Like, when you migrate from the Endeavor to the cloud, GitHub or GitLab kind of things. Anything you suggest us to, be aware of it or upgrade the skill?
Yeah, in fact, the modern SCM tools actually, it's not it will not be a complex than the Endeavor. So if somebody is working in Endeavor, then you have to have create SCL. Then there are a lot of process, right? As you know, as a mainframer. So while in the modern SCM tools, it's a little similar, a little very simpler, I can say. And it everywhere you can see a lot of uh, what you can say, like uh, tools or utilities videos available where you can learn quickly what is this command, what is that command, right? So but in the legacy side it's very hard to get it. So that is the major challenge actually in the mainframe legacy environment. And coming to your question, like which like to understand the GitLab or GitLab, I think that will be pretty easier. And also we also do provide trainings at the and at the end of the migration. We also provide training in our to our customers. So whoever will be the end customers and who will be using the system, so those will be trained. I hope that answers.
Yeah, thank you. That helps. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Srini. Any question? Any other questions? Or I think it's we are closing uh, to 1 hour now. If there is no other questions, so probably we can take it off in the uh, from the chat window. We can take it up and we can answer them individually. I hope you had a good session. And Raj, you want to conclude?
Yeah, thanks for everyone for joining, and thanks for Ganesh for explaining in detail and giving the demo. And if any questions, you can contact to info@royalcyber.com. IDs you can mail directly to us. And whatever the remaining questions, we are going to answer separately to the respective persons who ask those questions. And anytime, if you are interested or if you are planning to migrate, please contact us and have a great day. If no further questions, we are on time, we can adjourn the call. Thanks for everyone again.
Thanks everyone for joining the session, and it was pleasure talking to you.